give you an overview of the process and environmental platform Plantsmith. It's been embedded now into the Rotate platform. So why is it important? It's actually including the environmental perspectives into the core operation. So the landscape has been shifting in the quite recent years. Usually for the past couple of years, it's been market-driven to actually report and include environmental aspects into the quarry information. But it has been changing now for being a more regulatory requirement, especially with the new CPR, the construction product regulations, which are introducing parts of the environmental product declaration into the performance declaration of aggregates, for example. And starting with only the global warming potential, but until 2032, it's going to be fully integrated, all the impact factors that are in the EPD framework within the performance declaration of aggregates. And this puts the aggregate producers in a dilemma because they lack the human resources and the capabilities of actually doing those calculations on their own. And now they have to rely on consultants for most of the work. So with Plantsmith, we want to meet that kind of challenge that the aggregate producers are meeting quite soon, actually. Linking the process simulations with actual production and automating a lot of the work procedures that are needed for generating those documentations. So the Plantsmith platform is aligned with the EN 15804, the EPD framework. And it's recently been verified as an EPD tool by EPD International, which is one of the largest program operators active on the market. And with the platform, there's been a lot of focus on standardization with data and protocols, ensuring full interoperability with different softwares and different platforms, such as the Rotate platform. And with the automated workflows, we try to ease the work of the people working on site and the managers. And as Sophie mentioned, it's fully embedded into the Rotate platform. We can seamlessly move between the platforms. So how it is actually working? So when you are in the Rotate platform, you are getting the options of which module to enter. You go into the Plantsmith module. You agree with, well, an empty sheet basically, because you have no data to look into. And what you can see here is the visualization and comparison of the data when you have entered the data. You will enter the Plantsmith platform, and you are then greeted with our welcoming page basically, where you can then create different platforms, and then you have kind of previously linked your plant to the Rotate platform. And they can be as complex as you want. This is the Velte site where you can put up your circuit. You can try different configurations. You can add machines. You can route it differently to get your status of the plant, as well as exploring alternatives, what-if scenarios. It can be simple as well. It don't have to be that complex. It can be a mobile unit as well. But linking the production data with the simulations, we have this LCA EPD menu that you, as a producer, start populating that with information that is site and product specific. Starting with company information, this is basically a lot of the information that will be transmitted either to the Rotate platform or to the documentations that are available. In the system definition, there you start really specifying what type of quarry it is, which location that you are defined, because that will define your, for example, what electrical grid you're using for your calculations, and also which database that you're using. It's going to have a huge impact on your results which database you're using. You fit in your, or you put in your production data, different product groups and products. You set up your consumables for that period. Usually it's a year, but it's not fixed. You can have a quarters as well, depending on what you want to visualize in the Rotate platform, of course. Then the allocation, if you've done the modeling of the process correctly and the production and the defining the consumables, that will all be handled automatically. Of course, you can go and fine tweak if you have better information on your own that because you can divert the flows differently over the year. So when you calculate your EPD results, and poof, you get the impact factors that are defined in the standard. And then, of course, just having it in the table in the platform, it's more usable, generating different reports, either your LCA report, EPD report, or basically a large Excel sheet of the numerical data. But so when you have your results defined, you have your process layout, mass balanced as it is, you generate the EPD results, then it's up to you to kind of transmit the information with an API from Plantsmith to Rotate platform with a small click of a button and making sure that you have done confirming that you have done the procedures correctly. And then now when you get back to the Rotate platform, you're greeted with the data that you actually generated. And then you can start visualizing, exploring the data. You can look into the different products and product groups that you have defined. You have your consumables on different sections. You can look into the environmental performance of different modules, A1, A2, A3, or well, blasting and drilling and blasting, transport and processing. And then now it starts to become more valuable when you can well, have it more of as a data management system. You're importing data from different years, so then you have a environmental management system that you can actually look into, trace trends that are happening between the years, between consumables, between allocation, actually providing more value from the information that you are transmitting from our platform. And that's all the data on the allocation and consumables. You can start playing around with the visualization and grouping of that to get valuable information. So for the impacts and benefits, since we are following the standardized framework of the EPD EN 1504, it's all structurized. We have a specific impact factors that we are following, and that kind of creates this transparency and traceability that that you can have the data either on a query level or on a product level, and it's all depending on the users how that is defined. Of course, you can play around with the process simulations, do debottlenecking, trying out different what-if scenarios to increase the yield of the production, as well as using the environmental assessment for finding hotspots. What are the areas that they can actually improve? What is changing between different years and between different product groups? And allowing a little bit more data-driven insights into the management of the quarry, the mining quarry. And then align with especially the construction regulatory framework, the CPR that is trending into force. And all this to enable the transition to net zero, helping the producers to find where can we actually improve, what can we actually change within the system. So with that, I'd like to thank you.